So, Kanye has officially made his comeback, selling out not one, but 2 nights at SoFi Stadium, which holds an approximated 70,000 people in Los Angeles, California. Fans who spoke with the Times did the typical separate the art from the artist and personal opinions, but we're here to celebrate Ye shtick. I think what most folks really don't have the wherewithal to take a long, hard look at is this.
If this recent rollout has reminded me of anything, it's just how awful it is to sort of deal with his cult-like fan base and just sort of observe the way that they're completely unable to critique or assess anything that he's done or said objectively, which is unfortunate because I think they're kind of unaware of the very negative role that they most likely play in his mental health. Because think about it, no matter how bad or terrible Ye has gotten over the past year, he had these same people there every step of the way to hype him up as he slowly became a Hitler glazing cousin.
And that's exactly what these shows display to me.
When you hear about slavery for 400 years, that sounds like a choice.
Because they look past so much.
I like Hitler.
Things are doing either.
I like Hitler.
I see good things about Hitler also. And I'm done with that. I'm done with the classifications. Every human being has something of value that they brought to the table. Especially Hitler.
There's a lot of things that I love about Hitler. A lot of things.
And the Nazis, in my view, were thugs that shook people down, did a lot of really bad things.
But they did good things too. We're going to stop dissing the Nazis all the time.
Okay.
I mean, like, so much. Essentially, what this boils down to is Kanye issuing an apology for his anti-Semitism and blaming his bipolar 1 disorder and a misdiagnosis from a car crash in 2002. Fans are using the recycled talking point over and over again, the same way the overlap of fans from Ye to Elon Musk, and how they gave the apartheid-loving billionaire a pass for his double Sieg Heil because he has autism. To be clear, being autistic does not make you salute Hitler. Being bipolar doesn't transform one into a Nazi or a member of the Klan. It's hard to keep up these days. But hey, coincidence? Up to you. What bothers me is they are once more falling for it. In 2023, he apologized for previous remarks only to do this shortly thereafter. He sold t-shirts with the swastika on it for just $20 on Shopify. He then announced the release of said shirts on his social media account. Another talking point that they latch on to, his own words in the apology article, which reads that it was simply just a 4-month-long manic episode. Once more, and to reiterate, he is making a direct correlation between his anti-Semitism and him being bipolar. We know that this is BS. Remember this exchange between Ye and former TMZ employee Van Lathan after he said slavery was a choice? Well, the outlet, it seems, went into full-on protection mode with the artist per Lathan. That went down, at least of the posting, summer 2018. Keep that in mind.
If you look at what I said at TMZ, I said, hey, Kanye, there's real life, real world implication to everything that you just said there. What I say after that, if I can remember, it's been a long time, was actually 12 million people actually died because of Nazism and Hitler and all of that stuff. Well, the 12 million people part is not in there because they took it out. And the reason why they took it out is because it wouldn't have made sense unless they kept in Kanye saying that he loved Hitler and the Nazis, which he said when he was at TMZ. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, I knew that this was eventually coming, saying he was a Nazi.
They took out the part of him making those type of comments, but they kept in the part where he made disparaging comments towards Black people?
Correct.
Van is telling you straight up, he made those comments about Hitler, and TMZ did not air them. That 4-month window just isn't adding up. Rolling Stone spoke with half a dozen sources who say this goes back damn near 2 decades. When he finally got signed to Jay-Z's Rockefeller Records in 2002, a first-hand source told Rolling Stone, quote, "It was like a daily thing. Kanye would discuss Hitler and the Nazis and quizzed others on their thoughts. They'd print. He'd frequently go up to people and ask them, so, what do you think about the Holocaust?" Per the source. It's no surprise that he was asking this years ago because it would manifest and eventually lead to full-out denialism. Plus, the company he keeps with another denier, avowed Nazi Nick Fuentes, a gay Mexican groyper. Fuentes, as one might recall,
Donald Trump facing growing backlash tonight to his dinner last week with prominent white nationalist Nick Fuentes at his private Mar-a-Lago club. The Holocaust-denying podcaster Fuentes arriving at Mar-a-Lago as a guest of rapper Ye, formerly known as Kanye West, himself engulfed in controversy for past anti-Semitic remarks. West describing their dinner with Mr. Trump in this since-deleted Twitter video.
So what is he about?
I'm an incel. I am a proud incel. I believe that organized Jewry is extremely influential in the United States. We need to go back to burning women alive more. You know, these left-wing people, in their heart of hearts, they know they're wrong because, like, they know that black people are violent. Hitler was a German statesman. You know, enough with the Jim Crow stuff. Who cares? Oh, to drink out of a different water fountain. Big deal. Don't tell me they're entitled to their religion. If their religion involves my Lord in hell, then they can get out of America. Oh, I'm anti-Semitic? Yeah, I on your Talmud. You think I'm anti-Semitic? You think I care what an Antichrist believes? Send the military into these black neighborhoods, make the streets safe. They'll complain about it. It doesn't matter. Hitler was a pedophile and kind of a pagan. It's like, well, he was also really cool. Feel when you're totally not pressed. The feel when we control your bodies. Hey, we control your bodies. Guess what? Guys win again, okay? Men win again. And yes, we control your bodies. Hi, I'm your Republican congressman. Hi, I'm your Republican congressman. It's your body, my choice. And men, women again. Men win again. There will never, ever be a female president. Never. There will never be a female president, ever. It's over. Glass ceiling. Dude, it's a ceiling made of bricks. You will never break it. Your stupid face keeps hitting the brick ceiling. We will keep you down forever.
That's who Kanye not only hangs out with, but employs. Some of those payments, by the way, came when Kanye ran for president, which then we turn to Milo Yiannopoulos, his former chief of staff. Milo has called trans people mentally ill, uses the R slur, announced there's only one place for lesbians, porn, and claimed that feminism is a bowel cancer. They all are, of course, in this guy's tent.
I'm standing in that spot. I love this guy right here. Let me give this guy a hug right here. I love this guy right here. Yeah, come here. Yeah.
Another supporter?
Kanye West, now Ye, was not the only person wearing a White Lives Matter t-shirt at the Paris Fashion Week. His friend and our friend Candace Owens was standing right next to him.
I knew that there was a cultural moment that would be so significant as this was.
Candace Owens, who unsurprisingly spoke highly of Hitler.
Yeah, I agree. I actually don't have any problems at all with the word nationalism. I think that it gets, the definition gets poisoned by elitists that actually want globalism. Globalism is what I don't want. So when you think about, whenever we say nationalism, the first thing people think about, at least in America, is Hitler. You know, he was a National Socialist, but if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine. The problem is that he had dreams outside of Germany. He wanted to globalize. He wanted everybody to be German.
She shows appreciation for Russian dictator Vladimir Putin, quite a despicable display, touts tons of conspiracy theories, including that the FBI was involved in encouraging violence on January 6th. It's nonsense. Proclaims Ahmaud Arbery, R.I.P., wasn't gunned down for the crime of being black, which he absolutely was, as his killers called him an effing N-word. Owens would insist the exonerated 5 were guilty, much like Donald Trump, and blamed the shooting of 2 Los Angeles police officers on LeBron James and Black Lives Matter. She also believes systemic racism does not exist because she's, quote, never been a slave in this country. She'd also call the civil rights movement, quote, violent. Now, one would think you'd distance yourself from a figure like this, right? Well, instead, Kanye kicks it with her and even gives Owens the stamp of approval by writing previously, I love the way Candace Owens thinks, but don't worry. He would apologize for this and even proclaimed that he was distancing himself from politics to focus on being creative. That came in 2018. That same year, he also apologized for his slavery was a choice comment. He'd go back on his word, writing online, in all caps, slavery is a choice. In the same breath, he'd write, free Puff. Following up on that, he disparaged Cassie, a victim of Diddy, seen on video getting the you-know-what beat out of her. He'd claim Cassie extorted Diddy. It's this ingrained feeling of degrading and attacking women that leaves many more questions than answers. Tweet after tweet, he'd show his misogynistic views. At one point, he sent this post into the public. Hey, question if someone were to beat up their girlfriend in public, would that be considered domestic violence? Or is that outdoor violence? Or is it just public indecency? I'm just asking for a friend. With all that being said, is it any shock Kanye got together and recorded a podcast with Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan while his daughter North was visiting? People wrote that Kim Kardashian, his ex-wife, abruptly ended visitation after security guards informed her of the get-together, if somehow unaware.
Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan defiant and proclaiming their innocence as Romanian prosecutors upped the ante, charging them and 2 other women with rape, human trafficking, and forming a criminal gang to exploit women. The allegations involve 7 women who prosecutors say were misled and transported to Romania for trafficking, and that some of this occurred in the UK and also the United States. The Tate brothers had been called to the Directorate for Investigating Organized Crime and Terrorism last week. They learned then that some of the human trafficking claims were being dropped, but prosecutors told the Tates at the time that they were planning to add charges.
That's who Kanye was hoo-haing with. Now, he brought out his daughter at the SoFi Stadium show. She's been doing music, but I go back to that stream with DJ Academics where Kanye wore the KKK garb because he'd state, amongst many other troubling things, that he wished he never had kids with Kim. Imagine if your pop said this. How would you feel about even existing? And once more, the fact he did this on DJ Academics' show, a dude who is credibly accused of grooming, should be another code red going off. I mean, no wonder Kanye said he hated Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. Thus, in 2025, Kanye put out a song titled Heil Hitler. In another track he'd penned, I'm anti-Semitic fully. Rockin' swastikas because all my N-words Nazis. Reading Mein Kampf 2 chapters before I go to sleep. He'd vow to go DEFCON 3 on Jewish people.
And it's like, I thought I was more Malcolm X, but I find out I'm more MLK because as I'm getting hosed down every day by the press and financially, I'm just standing there. And when I found out that they tried to put me in jail, it was like a dog was biting my arm, and I almost shed a tear, almost. But I still walked in stride through it. Yeah.
I think they've been extremely unfair to you.
Who was they though? We can't say who they is,
corporate
can we?
press. I'm not using I don't use the word as the way I guess you guys use. I'm talking.
It is
about
them though, isn't it? I mean, because because when you think about it, consider it. In 2018.
What do you mean it's not?
What do I mean? Like, okay, so how about? Are you leaving?
Are you referring to the press?
He's gone.
And can't even help himself out by trying to use coded language to basically say the Jews, like Nick Fuentes and other hosts alluded to. in the end,
we want to make excuses for or explain why Kanye can be so different from the Kanye we met 20 years ago. But I'm here to present the question, what if he's not? You'll hear Kanye fans like myself say, I miss the old Kanye. But I think at this point, we have to start considering that maybe this is the old Kanye.
I think just what gets me the most about all of this is so many are once more falling for it. In the 2 full months since the apology ad was published, Kanye has not come forward with any tangible ideas to unburden the bipolar Jewish or black communities, wrote Consequences Keani Fitzgerald. Instead, he reminded us that he doesn't need to apologize to be a top artist. He's Kanye fucking West. She'd continue, most of us with good sense noticed that Bully was initially set to be released the week of the apology ad. Kanye would insist this was unintentional, and coincidentally pushed it back. Promoters, fans, venues, media outlets, they've all fallen back into step, unearthing an uncomfortable truth. For a not insignificant amount of people in the industry, all it took to go back to business as usual was a 1-page ad in a newspaper of record. Kanye has been canceled left and right, but he has never truly felt the chill of a worldwide cold shoulder. With his apology ad, he blasted the doors of acceptance right back open. Is that really all it takes? Sadly, at least from this chair, unequivocally yes. She'd conclude only an extended amount of time will tell if Kanye will actually demonstrably choose to make amends for his offensive ways and actions. If the past few months are any indication, Ye is focused on one thing and one thing only, evading accountability. So many are helping him to achieve that. Amen.